So the king of double talking backhanded compliments is back at it again. And this time around, we are going to dive deep into the comments he made about Jaylen Brown, will set this whole thing ablaze. Now I'm going to play a clip from that first take episode or segment, and I'm going to formulate my opinion on the other side. DJ, spin that shit.
Brown, it's not so much that he's underrated. It's that he's just not liked because of his quote, I am better than you attitude. He knows it. It's the same reason he is not as marketable as he should be. That's what an NBA source just sent me. I don't know that to be.
So, once again, who are these sources that you are spouting out? Now, mind you, this guy has no problem name dropping folks. But when it comes to this particular issue, though, oh, he got sources all of a sudden. Now, the media, especially people in sports media, what's up, Trey? They tend to do this. And what they'll do is they'll cite an unnamed source because a lot of people in the media know that they have protections to where they don't have to reveal their sources. So if they want to get a backhanded comment in there, or they want to take a personal dig at somebody, right? What they'll say is, "Oh, well, an unnamed source, or my sources tell me that such and such is a cancer in the locker room," right? No facts behind it, no tangible evidence to back up what they're saying, but they will sit up there and take little personal digs and hide behind quote unquote unnamed sources. That's what these journalists do because they know they can get away with that. Now, Stephen A. Smith, once again, shows this gross and utter hypocrisy because he could sit up here and talk trash about people publicly, but when the energy gets brought back to him, then all of a sudden he's so appalled that they didn't contact him privately. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But this is the type of stuff he does. And another thing he will do, the tried and true, he'll big you up, start talking all these accolades and all this stuff before he gets to disrespecting you. That's another thing he does. So Isaiah Thomas took exception to what Stephen A. Smith said. But before I get to what Isaiah Thomas said, Jaylen Brown clapped back at him and told him to name his sources. Jaylen Brown clapped back at Stephen A. and asked Stephen A. to reveal his sources. Yeah, we want to know who the source that said that. Who said it? So it's just disgusting that this man would get away with that. And then Isaiah Thomas, who took exception to what Stephen A. said, went on Twitter and told the public that he has been a friend, mentor, and advisor to Jaylen Brown at FCHWPO, that's Jaylen Brown's Twitter handle, since he was a student at UC Berkeley. He is 100% marketable, and before you slander his name at Stephen A. Smith, tell your source to put their name on it or don't speak on it. Let it be known. And then when Stephen A. Smith gets his ass backed into a corner, then he gets the backpedaling, and that's the tweet that Isaiah Thomas put up going at that snitch ass, clown ass, buffoon, coon ass Stephen A. Smith, To which Stephen A. Smith replies, talk about, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is the backpedaling that this man does. This is the backpedaling he does when he gets his ass into a corner. I have no idea what you're talking about, Isaiah Thomas. I've been a fan of Jaylen Brown for years. Still am. What's unfortunate is that you, who's known me for decades, would choose to go on X to express whatever dissent you feel instead of calling me directly. So let me get this straight. You can go on these national TV outlets and bash people all day long till the cows come home. Did you give that same courtesy to Allen Iverson? Huh? Did you give that same courtesy to Carmelo Anthony? Did you give that same courtesy to Jaylen Brown? Huh? You didn't give those individuals the same courtesy you're looking for before you went on this verbal bashing sessions that you be doing on TV. And then you hide behind unnamed sources, right? Did you give Kyrie Irving that same kind of respect? Huh? See, that's what he does. Anytime he gets called out, he gets the backpedaling. He gets the shoe shuffling. He gets the put on his black belt and starts kicking this goddamn verbal judo. Did we forget of all the things that this man has said about Kyrie Irving or to Kyrie Irving just a few years ago? This man literally went on a jihad to get Kyrie Irving out of the NBA. Just like he did with Stephon Marbury. Stephon Marbury went to China and became a goddamn godsend out there. His Starberries are selling like Jordans are here in the United States. No lie. Goddamn Stephon Marbury's Starberry shoes is selling like how Jordan is selling over here in the States. This man is a joke. He's a clown. He's a buffoon. And no respect ought to get put on his name. Right? Now, he'll sit up here and talk this childish Gambino, Frank Lucas, Bumpy Johnson type shit. Like he from the hood and all that. And like he gangster and all this other shit until you bring the smoke to him. And then the line ain't got so much courage. Just like when my homie Tom Benders ran up on your ass with that camera, and then all of a sudden now you don't do the cameras. Remember that shit, Stephen A? Remember when Tom Benders ran up on you and you ducked like a goddamn bitch that you are? All of a sudden now you don't do the cameras, right? Dude's a joke, man. I don't like this dude, man. He is the epitome of a fucking snake. He is a snake, and he will have no problem biting your ass the first chance he get. But that's what he do. Now, once again, did you afford all the other guys the opportunity to talk to them privately before you threw them under the bus publicly? But you want someone to call you privately to discuss things with you as you throw other people under the bus publicly. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You talk all that shit about Kyrie Irving. And it was not lost upon me, Stephen A., that when the Dallas Mavericks eliminated the Oklahoma City Thunder from the NBA playoffs, and ESPN was carrying that game, Malika Andrews was there to conduct the interview. Kendrick Perkins was there to conduct the interview. And that shocked the hell out of me, considering what Kendrick Perkins said about Kyrie just a few years ago. Talk about if you put Kyrie's brain in a bird, it'll fly backwards. Bob Myers was there for the interview. Now, who was the one individual that was not there to conduct the interview, even though he's supposed to display his professionalism, quote unquote? You guessed it, Stephen A. Smith. of all the shit that this man has said about Kyrie Irving over the years, he was not there to conduct the interview in a professional manner because it's personal. And he even admitted that on multiple of occasions on these media outlets, would have been on Pat McAfee before he fell out with Pat McAfee. And he said that on another outlet. I can't remember the other outlet that he said that his beef with Kyrie is personal. Like he was like that almost make me feel like Kyrie Irving fucked one of his girlfriends or some shit. Because that's the only time I can see a man really having beef with another dude is if the one dude is fucking somebody's girl, or you stole or someone stole your money. But anyway, the fact of the matter, what's up, Kevin Wedderburn? Yeah, it's time for this guy to go, man. This guy more than worn out his welcome on TV. This shucker and jiver, this bona fide Sambo extraordinaire, right? And then if anybody who walks around with this mentality that I'm smarter than you and you have no right to challenge what I say, is this guy. He always walks around acting like he's the smartest guy in the room, and if you challenge him on the stuff that he say, then he'll sit up there and make you look like a second-rate citizen. He'll sit up there and gaslight you like you're crazy, like you don't know what you're talking about, like you got his words all misconstrued and you're misunderstanding him. That's what he does. We know what you said, and we understood clearly what you said. The problem is you don't stand by what you say, Stephen A. You're always backtracking, you're always back talking, and you're always double talking. That's why guys don't got no respect for no slimy coon ass motherfucker like you. For real. So where is the journalistic integrity in interviewing Kyrie Irving? You still bitter? Huh? You still got your button to crack over Kyrie? After you tried and failed to get this man canceled. After you tried and failed to get this man ran out the NBA. And you still didn't apologize for that shit you did. Just disgusting. And you always talking this shit about you from Hollis, Queens. Can you even go back to Hollis, Queens? Huh? Can you even go back to the hood? Because I know a lot of motherfuckers that left the hood and can't go back. Can you even go back to Hollis, Queens is the question. I'm just asking. Now, this man will sit up here and take his ass on Sean Hannity and all these other Republican right-wing nut toilets and will sit up there and talk about how black people don't need to vote Republican. I mean, don't need to vote Democrat. They need to vote Republican. What? Really, dude? You really think we gonna vote Republican? You think Republicans got our best interests at heart? Why would you even take your ass on Sean Hannity anyway? Sean Hannity is a white supremacist. He's a racist. Why would you take your ass on these different right-wing media outlets and don't sit up here and try to hide under this guise about the one time you went to MSNBC and the one time you went to CNN? I'm not going to let some anomaly throw me off the scent. I'm not going to let some anomaly throw me off the scent. You've been kicking your ass on these right-wing nut toilets more often than you go to the MSNBCs and the CNNs. And you sitting up there trying to put on the cape for Donald Trump. But then again, what's Stephen A. to throw his quote unquote brothers under the bus and yet protect the others, right? When Kyrie Irving didn't want to take the jab, you went all in to try to excoriate Kyrie Irving for not taking the jab, even though Kyrie Irving was being honest about the situation. But when it came to Aaron Rodgers, though, oh, you went all out to treat that situation with kid gloves, despite the fact that Aaron Rodgers lied about taking the jab. Remember that shit, Stephen A? Remember that shit? I forget. So when we come to the situation with Jaylen Brown, this is your MO, because tigers don't change their stripes, leopards don't change their spots. It's the same old thing over and over and over and over and over again ad nauseum when it comes to this guy. So what's your beef with Jaylen Brown, huh? If that's not what you said when it came to the so-called unnamed source, then why'd you even put that out there, huh? If you was a fan of Jaylen Brown, what's up with the double talking, backhanded slander, huh? We just want to know if Jaylen Brown was if you were such a fan of Jaylen Brown, what was the purpose of that comment you made from that quote unquote unnamed NBA source? And who was this source? Was he the bathroom attendant? Was he the janitor? Was he, mopping the floor? Was he the guy who was picking up the bag of Doritos from behind the seat? Who is this so-called unnamed NBA source? Oh, by the way, Glenn Baby Davis, it not lost upon me that your ass was talking trash about Kyrie Irving too, you fucking jailbird. Hey, unfortunately for you, you grinding some Lucky Charms in a food processor and sprinkling that dust on the floor to try to get Lucky off the ground to be your damn lawyer didn't work out as well, didn't it? Glenn Baby Davis, you fucking jailbird. Fuck out of here. But yes, Stephen A., you disgusted. You a clown. You a clown, you buffoon, and you just displayed yet another piece of evidence of why people don't fuck with you. Now, if you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platform. Last but definitely not least, shouts out to the LDBC, Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Hurt!